Another game gets FPS boost, and 343 was considering delaying Halo Infinite again. So one of the games I've seen a lot of people ask get that backwards compatibility increase, get a 60 frames per second mode / support on these next generation consoles has been Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Now, Assassin's Creed Odyssey for me is probably one of my favorite games. I absolutely loved it. I loved the environment. I loved ancient Greece. I loved the gameplay with the weapons and the combat in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Out of the last 3 Assassin's Creed, Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla, I think Odyssey had the best combat. So this is awesome to see that it will be getting a 60 frames per second support for both the Xbox Series X and S and the PlayStation 5. Now, this is going to be available, or should be available actually right now, 24th of August, as it says here that it will be 7 a.m. on the 24th of August in the UK, and then August 23rd, 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So all of the time is all weird there because of the different time zones and everything. But by the time you're watching this video, Assassin's Creed Odyssey should have that 60 frames per second update, and it's only going to be 370 megabytes download for the Xbox One version, and then a 470 megabyte download for the PlayStation 4 version. So if you haven't played this game, I would say an amazing time to jump in. And I mean, I wonder how much it is right now on the Microsoft Store. I know they had a big Ubisoft sale. I think that actually just ended, unfortunately, but make sure just to double check on that because it could still be on sale if you haven't picked it up yet digitally. I may jump into it again. I had it physically. I don't have the physical version anymore, but I would love to pick up this game again, either digital or physical, just to try out the 60 frames per second, maybe play some of the DLC that I haven't gotten to and just go back into the world, because it is a pretty amazing world. People love to complain about Assassin's Creed because they don't think it's like the original Assassin's Creed games, but I think the update they've done, making it more like an open world RPG, has been really good. I loved all the older Assassin's Creed games, but these games, in terms of their world building, in terms of their gameplay loop, in terms of the actual combat and stuff, I think is very, very well done. So if you haven't checked out Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I'd highly recommend checking it out if you like the Assassin's Creed Origins or Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So last week on Friday, 343 came out with their development update for August. Now, I talked about this in my most recent podcast, so if you want my full thoughts on that, make sure to go check that out. But one of the things that they mentioned, that Joseph Staten mentioned, was that they had considered delaying the game, saying, yeah, I mean, we talked about delaying, but where we landed was, Halo Infinite is a live game, so it isn't ever really done. You know what I mean? It's going to progress and evolve from season to season, and we talk about launch being the beginning of the journey. But to have a beginning, you need to pick a moment and actually begin. And the reason I'm talking about this right now, making a video about this topic, is because it's being highlighted once again in terms of, should Halo Infinite have been delayed? I've seen a lot of people on social media thinking that the game should be delayed and they should just release it with all of the features within it. And generally, I would say 99% of the time, I'm 100% okay with delays, even if it's like a second delay, because I want a game to be coming out with the best possible quality. I don't want a game that needs tons of bug fixes and server issues and all that kind of stuff. For example, with Halo Master Chief Collection, they should have delayed that game for a decent amount of time before it launched way back in, I think, 2015 or 2014. I forget which year it was, but they should have delayed that game, and it would have solved a bunch of issues with the Master Chief Collection from the start, even though it's turned into such an amazing game and an amazing experience overall. With Halo Infinite, I don't think they should have delayed this for a second time, and thank goodness that they decided to do what they're doing and just put out that single player campaign and push off a feature like campaign co-op till season 2, which will only be 3 months after launch, and then Forge until season 3, which will be 6 months after launch. And the reason I say that is because we are going to be getting that full fleshed out multiplayer experience that is going to be free to play, that I would say the majority of people playing Halo Infinite, either for the first time or people who just love the game, the majority of people play the multiplayer. There's a huge group that play the single player, and a lot of people that love it, but I would say there's a far bigger amount of people that actually jump in to play the multiplayer, and that's what's going to be important for Halo going forward, and the fact that it is a live service game, like he says. And what I mean by saying that is, I think a lot of people need to change their thinking on what Halo is right now. I have somebody who's played Halo since Halo Combat Evolved on the original Xbox. I've played through every single Halo multiple times. I've played through the Halo Master Chief Collection. Like, I've played many hours of the Halo franchise. I absolutely love it. It's probably my favorite franchise, at least up there in the top 3. And my original thoughts of Halo is you get the game, comes full with the campaign co-op, everything, and then you get multiplayer, but you're paying that full $60 price tag. But with Halo Infinite, we need to start thinking about it more along the lines of something like Call of Duty Warzone, Fortnite, Apex Legends, all of those games that have seasons where more and more content comes out every couple of months, and the game just continues to progress and get better and better. Releasing Halo Infinite when they're going to release it this holiday season without co-op campaign, for me personally, like I said, is very disappointing because I want to play with my wife. We both love Halo, but I think it would have been a bad idea to delay again just to get a feature in there that in reality a small percentage of the amount of people who are playing Halo Infinite are actually going to use. And if the campaign comes out, it's beautiful, it's not buggy, it's a great fun Halo campaign, that's all that really matters with the launch of this game, because it is a live service game. And if it's an amazing campaign that's a lot of fun, even without campaign co-op at launch, people are going to be jumping in and playing this campaign more than once. So between now and up to the launch of Halo Infinite, we're going to see more information come out. They're going to show off the campaign. They said they're going to announce the official release date very soon, but we're also going to see a lot of fanboys, a lot of fake outrage, and a lot of people trying to spoil the enjoyment and fun for the release of Halo Infinite. I would say if you're somebody looking forward to Halo Infinite, just ignore all that stuff. I still firmly believe that the campaign's going to be great, and if it isn't, I'll call it out and I'll say that they should have done a better job at making sure that the campaign single player without co-op was ready to go on the release date. We've already played the multiplayer through the tech test, a 2-month-old build when we played that, and it was amazing. It was a ton of fun, and we're going to be getting the big team battle tech test soon. In reality, I think there's just a lot of people out there who want to see this game fail, and I don't think it's going to fail in any sense of the imagination, just because of the fact of how good that technical preview was, a tech test for the multiplayer. And the campaign, if it has similar gameplay, has a semi-open world, it's going to be a fun time. Anyways, guys, that's it for me. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. Are you going to be jumping back into Assassin's Creed Odyssey at 60 frames per second? And let me know in the comments below what you think about this whole Halo Infinite thing. I know some of you already gave me your opinions on my podcast, but if you haven't yet, let me know what you think. Do you think they should have delayed it? Or do you think that it's completely okay to release a game that is a live service game without a couple of features like campaign co-op and then add them in just a couple of months later, as long as the campaign is a fun time? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you're new here and you like what you see throughout this video, I'd really appreciate you hitting that subscribe button, help this channel grow, help grow this community so we can have great conversations in the comments below. Thank you again for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll catch you in the next video.
Bye.